Hi everybody, it's Zainab or Z, and I'm back on the sofa with I don't even know, with another episode or another segment of Let's Talk About It. And so today we're going to be talking about asking for and receiving support. And it's going to be a combination of a story time of, I think I mentioned in one of my videos before, and I said I didn't graduate, even though I was dead set on going to Spelman College. I didn't graduate from Spelman College, and this is kind of giving you a little bit of the reason why I didn't do that. And in a nutshell, it will be because I did not know how to ask for or receive help or support when needed. And I'm going to get into some of the reasons why I operated in my life that way, why I didn't know how to receive support, why I didn't know how to ask for support. And really, if I had to be 100% honest, I didn't believe that I would be supported deep down inside. So let's get started. First of all, I want to thank each and every person that's been watching my videos, and I really am prayerful and hopeful that the content that I'm sharing is helping somebody. And I will ask that you would be patient with me because I'm just getting back into filming videos and doing videos. And so, what do they say? You have to get your sea legs, and so I'm like trying to work on my delivery because I do speak very fast. And so one thing I'm working on is slowing down my speech because my thoughts are going and going and going, and I have so much to say, and sometimes I can leave things out because I'm talking so fast or my thoughts are going so fast. And so just allowing God to just use me and relax and rest in Him is something that I'm working on. And so I ask that you will be gracious with me as I am perfecting my delivery on my channel. But I am thankful that you are here. And so I hope and I pray that you will get something out of today's content as well. So, like I said, I was going to say, I had wanted to go to Spelman College, and I got in. I got in. No, I did not receive any scholarships because, like I said, I didn't get serious about my academics until the 11th grade. And so I don't even think I had a 3.0 GPA. I think I ended up with like a 2.8 or 9 or something like that because, I worked as hard as I could to try to bring it up. But, with my letters of recommendation, my letters of recommendation from the Spelman alum, and I had to do an interview. I got in, honey. I made it in. So I made it in, and I had financial aid, and that was it. But the financial aid was just enough to cover my tuition and not even really my books. So a sister was struggling, okay? And so I didn't have enough money for my books. I think one of my older sister, the one I said that went to Spelman, she let me use her credit card, and I think I got one of my textbooks that way. I ended up, I guess I did express that I was in need of some assistance to one of my math professors, and she, copied some of the pages of the book that I would need it, for my work, and also she helped me to get a book scholarship. So, but I think that was kind of more towards the end, but I wasn't able to stay on campus because I didn't have money for room and board. So I was living at home, and then I would get up early because I think my first class was like at 8 o'clock, and I would catch MARTA, public transportation, to campus, and I would go to class and do my classes, but I was also working. Now, that really isn't a good idea for a freshman in college to be working, to be taking a full load, living at home. I'm not even on campus. But it kind of was like, really, it was just whatever I could muster up because my dad was not going to take out any loans for me. I don't think I mentioned that part. So, I let my dad know that, I wanted to go to Spelman. I was just so excited. I really just wanted to go to Spelman. But let me backtrack just a little bit more. Initially, I wanted to study fashion design, because I love fashion. I always love fashion, so I wanted to go to fashion design school. But he told me, that is not a career, that's a hobby. You need to study something academic and something scholarly. And so I decided on Spelman. So like I said, I had gotten to a lot of other colleges, state colleges or whatnot, but I'm 18. I don't know anything about, or I might have been 17, because I wouldn't have turned 18 until after, I think I would have turned 18 after graduate, but whatever, 17 or 18. And so I don't know anything about, state schools versus private colleges. I think I did know that if you went to school out of state, it would cost you more than if you went to school in state. But other than that, I really didn't know. And so, and this is not to bash my father, because I feel like people do the best that they can or the best that they know how. And if you didn't grow up in an environment where people communicated clearly and expressed what they really meant, as opposed to just telling you no and not telling you the reason why, you're going to do the same thing that you grew up doing. And so that's what he did. So instead of explaining to me that, hey, nobody has any money to go to a private college, you need to go to a state school where the tuition would be much cheaper, you can stay on campus, you probably wouldn't have to work or do work study or something like that. Now, many years later, of course, after I'm an adult and have been in the college and all that kind of stuff, I got that information. But at the time, I, none of that was explained to me. So in my mind, the only thing I had in my mind was, I want to go to Spelman College. I'm going to Spelman College. I filled out the financial aid paperwork. I got enough financial aid, just barely to cover my tuition and fees, and that's what it was. And I remember I had been accepted into a summer science and engineering program, so I had spent the summer on campus with the other ladies that were going to be studying science and engineering and all of that, so I really got a taste of the Spelman life and living on campus. And we were in one of the newer dorms, not one of them old ones. And so yeah, that's where I was. And I just really thought that I could do it. I was excited about going to the college of my choice. And I just was thinking, what, hey, I can work. And I mean, I had to work in order to eat. I had to work in order to get my MARTA card so I could get to and from school. The kind of working was like not a choice for me. So it was like I had to work. And so, but I didn't get the guidance that I needed. But so anyway, now let's fast forward. I'm in college. I'm going to classes. And like I said, I would see the librarian from my high school on campus, and she would always ask me, did I need anything? And I was in need. I needed some guidance. I needed some help. I needed to find out, how can I navigate going to college and working or whatever. And I feel like at one point she even offered for me to live with her. But of course I did not take it. I did not take the help that was offered. I wasn't honest. I want to say I wasn't honest with myself or with her in saying that, girl, I need some help. I need some help navigating this thing. Nobody is helping me. I'm just feeling my way, not knowing which way to go, which way is up. And so I didn't know how to accept support or ask for support. And that really was to my detriment, because what ended up happening is I was so overwhelmed. I wasn't able to do my work because I was back and forth to work, home, school, and it just, and you know what? Because when you go from high school and you go to college, it's totally different. The professors don't care if you do your work or not. They'll give you homework. If you don't take it upon yourself to do it, that's really for you, so that when you take your test, you're able to pass because you learn the information. After you do your homework and you go back to class, you ask any questions that you need, but they're not going to give you, your grade is not going to be, it's not predicated on that. Well, not in some of my classes, my grade was not predicated on that. It was like the grade was for a test, but I wasn't doing my homework because I really didn't have time. I was tired. I was here, I was there, you know, trying to navigate being a freshman in college and working and commuting to and from campus on the bus. And it was a lot because I think I would catch the bus like at 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, it was a long day. And then after I would leave class, I would go to work. Then I wouldn't be at home from work until probably 11 or midnight. And then, you know, I'm doing this all over again. Of course, I wasn't going to class every day, but, you know, all through the week. And so, you know, it all seemed like fun and games in the beginning when it's like, yay, I'm in college, I've done it, I'm going to class. You know, we went to our sister brother tea, I've got my Morehouse brothers, and, you know, all of that. I'm seeing the girls from that I spent the summer with in the summer science and engineering program, and that was an awesome experience. But and now here I am, and reality has set in. I don't have enough money. This is harder than I thought it was going to be, and I don't know how to accept help. So I ended up leaving college because it was just like, I can't do it. So you know what? It was like, let me just leave, and then I'll go to college later. And so I wanted to get into some of the reasons why I could not accept support. And I don't know if I mentioned this before, but, you know, we experience so many different types of trauma. And a lot of times we don't even recognize that we have experienced trauma and we've been traumatized. And then the trauma and the wounds that result from the trauma are never addressed. And that was me. So, like I said before, and this is not trying to dog nobody out, I'm just giving you the real. This was my life. My father was... he was like emotionally abusive. And again, it was just like something, like I said, I felt like he just really had something against me. Honey, I don't know what I did to that man, but it was like he had something against me. So I didn't trust people, and I didn't have any adults that I knew of that, you know, really let me know that I could trust them. Because it was like people would say, oh, you know what, if you need something, just let me know. But then when I would let them know, they wouldn't come through. And so it was like, you know, after experiencing that over and over and over again, it's like, you know what, you cannot depend on people. And, you know, that was my mindset. That's where I was emotionally, mentally. You can't depend on people. I'll give you an example. And just dealing with rejection, and that just brings on trauma and a whole bunch of other stuff that comes up under being rejected. So I remember when I was in high school. Now, we used to live with my mother, but then my dad wanted us to come and live with him. I mean, I believe for various different reasons, which really are not important. So my senior year, I was living with him, and I remember discussing with him that, you know, I really wanted to get my grades up because, you know, I had decided that I wanted to go to college. And so I didn't want to work because I've been working since I was like 13 or 14 because I had to work because I had to work in order to get the things that I needed. And so I had always worked. And so that year I decided, I was like, you know what, I don't want to work. I want to just focus on my studies and get my grades up as high as possible, you know, take some extra classes maybe so that, you know, I can go to college because I had decided, you know, the year